Welcome to the Color Bar. Quick look at today's lineup. Emotional percentage. What would you make of actors being instructed by AI every step of the way? Not dystopian at all. This is an incredible story coming from the Chinese microdrama scene, and I had to take a look at it. In Curated Cuts, a beautiful but unfortunately timed spot from India's national carrier. And enjoy the craft from New Balance's Ohtani versus Ohtani. Trailer Park, what I dislike about trailers, and a cool analysis. Bland and popular, is Netflix actually making algorithm movies? Model collapse, what happens when AI learns everything? Plus, Spotify trying to slide into our DMs, layoffs in Singapore, YouTube's hype, and a cute look at a difficult time for the poor M dash. As always, plenty to sink your teeth into with the Color Bar, a collision of creativity, content, culture, tech, and brands. Emotional percentage. On screen entertainment is largely fronted by actors. They bring with them charisma, physicality, emotion, looks, a connection. And if the connection is made, we wouldn't care one bit if AI had helped make it happen. Or would we? AI is coming for creative skills. There is already an element of weariness in the reactions to that statement. Many words are shared every week on how to adapt, some words on how to protect, some on how to resist. That other favorite also inevitably enters the frame. AI is a tool to enhance our skills, human efforts. This tends to center around creation, words, graphics, audio, and increasingly reliably video. What then about when AI is a tool to instruct emotions, specifically on camera emotions, telling actors how to act, optimizing their expressions? In an incredible piece, Oscar Wu details the travails of an actor in the Chinese microdrama or ultra short drama scene. Lu journeyed from being a film extra to a regular in the exploding microdrama industry. He is now taken aback by how deeply AI is integrated into every production he is part of, including his performances. Scripts, set design, costumes, that's all a given. AI now screens actors in casting and plots out emotional maps that they must follow for the scripts it has generated. Directors are hyper focused on matching the cadence of a character arc and the expressions of actors to precise beats prescribed by AI. These systems are optimized for virality, learning constantly from what is trending. Story hooks, specific physical actions, which emotions, how intense they should be. Everything comes under the remit. Sample this. After analyzing hundreds of clips of dramatic scenes, the AI system has plotted a curve along an XY axis, with time on the horizontal and expressions on the vertical. At peaks and troughs are instructions such as show restraint, erupt, and furrow your brows. The actor rechecks the AI generated script he was sent. Minute 3 to 4, emotional breakdown. This is a story where we encounter phrases as wide ranging and mind boggling as, I quote these phrases, 80% anger level, optimal emotional curve, emotional alignment score of 45%, stick with the rhythm given by AI, object throwing scenes go viral, screened by AI. A quote, according to the Hengdian Actors Guild, in the future, actors in short plays like this will still be required to serve as facial expression stand ins for AI virtual characters, earning around 15 yuan an hour and repeatedly producing standard expressions of surprise, anger, ecstasy, quote, like puppets controlled by data, end quote. Lou's story might sound rare, but we can hardly expect it to remain singular. In an ecosystem already fed on platitudes of AI enhancing human creativity, not replacing it nor dominating it, what is one to make of such pervasive, prescriptive, and pernicious infiltration of AI? I've linked to the piece translated from the Chinese by Carrie Davies. Quick hits you should know. Social music. Spotify is adding messaging to their platform. Do they want to become a social media network? Do they hope to have people stay on the app longer? Music listening is not the same as consuming whatever we do on social media apps, nor like watching on a streaming platform. I suppose this is to foster sharing, encourage more discovery, and more listening. More so for podcasts than music, possibly? Either way, I'm not enthused by the suggestion of having to monitor DMs on yet another platform. That media landscape again. After stoically holding off in recent years, Singapore's state broadcaster too has eventually felt the need to cut, laying off about 3% of their staff, citing an evolving media landscape. How about unrecognizable media landscape? Marketing. Quote, master the timeless stuff, because in this democracy of chaos, no one is owed anything, neither the biggest spender nor the cleverest AI model. Every second of attention must be earned again and again. The democratic chaos of modern marketing is linked. Creators. YouTube has rolled out its hype element across 39 countries. What is it? It allows viewers to hype up to 3 videos per week for creators with under 500k subs. Hype equals points. Points mean a chance to be on a ranked leaderboard in the Explore menu. Amused. Tired of the M dash being bandied about as unequivocal proof a piece of text has been written by ChatGPT? Or spare a thought for the poor M dash's emotions. A cute little piece I've linked to. In curated cuts, first up is a spot from New Balance. It's from earlier in the year, but that doesn't make it any less enjoyable, if for nothing else than just for craft and mood. The other spot is an air about India. A couple of months ago, India's national carrier, Air India, dropped a campaign called An Air About India. The timing was far from ideal, coming just ahead of the tragic plane crash in June. The campaign itself is worth a look though, with a striking spot soundtracked by Sneha Kanwalkar with rap vocals by emerging rapper QK. Trailer Park. I love trailers. I've loved them for years. I worked in promos and trailers too. There was a time I used to download hundreds from Apple trailers, remember that? A good trailer still makes me feel good. Very occasionally, I have stayed away from certain trailers because I don't want my excitement blunted, my anticipation dimmed for a much awaited film. But mostly, I enjoy them even when the title might be one I'm unlikely to end up watching. I also detest spoilers. So, the recent trend, maybe a few years, of giving away so much of the plot in the trailer maddens me. I presume there is some dodgy rationale around attention spans and social media buzz, etc. But wow, for me, that is the most infuriating bit about trailers in recent times. For others, it's the duration that is a pain point. Stephen Fellows, for one, who took it upon himself to analyze 6,926 trailers from 4,004 films over the last 95 years. All to check, have movie trailers always been this long? The short answer, trailer length today is not at some historic high. In fact, trailers used to be even longer for most of the 20th century. Bland, popular, or both? There seems to have been a general agreement over the last 12 to 18 months that the era of peak TV is gone or slowly going. This generally means unique, creative, or bold stories are left by the wayside for volume and bang for buck. The production values tend to remain high. Whether this shift will result in generally blander film and TV landscape is arguable, though an undeniable concern. This long read from Phil Hode makes a good read for those in the world of entertainment, but equally for those at a distance from it, those who might only be consuming. Its central assertion is that Netflix's data driven model has ushered in a wave of algorithm movies. Safe, formulaic, broadly appealing, designed for easy consumption. It leans on some insider takes to make the case that predictive modeling and performance metrics influence what gets greenlit. Netflix, of course, has consistently called such opinions, quote, the misconception that we commission by algorithm. An extract from the article. The strange paradox of the streaming era is that as the quest to personalize entertainment has continued, entertainment itself is becoming steadily more impersonal. The user and the fantasy of unlimited choice is king. The auteur and the singularity of perspective are now subordinate, and the tsunami of AI threatens to wash them away completely. End quote. While it might be somewhat unfair to paint the entire approach and output of streaming, and Netflix in particular, with the brush of blandness, there is something to be said for this. A slate that was known for strong, vision driven hits has steadily and successfully, by most metrics, moved to a something for everyone and many things for everyone line. Backing adventurous auteurs has significantly, though not entirely, given way to risk averse decisions favoring volume. Quote, this approach is compatible with what Bella Bajaria, Netflix's chief content officer, called the company's gourmet cheeseburger model, offering viewers familiar feeling mass market products with upmarket production values. Spread betting on an inoffensive mainstream rather than riskily hunting down artistic excellence is better for sustaining subscriber numbers. People might be drawn to a platform by a single standout title, but they remain on it when they know there will be a steady supply of good enough titles. Having said that, the piece contends more with the film slate, and that might suffer more guilt on this account than the series or TV slate. It also reiterates to me how distribution has become more powerful than ever in this business. The idea that Netflix secured its subscriber base over the years with high profile, visionary, or even auteur led programming holds merit, but most subscribers are more than happy to Netflix and binge from what the carousel slides in front of them. Everything is well made, feels like premium TV. And there's little denying that even the titles that might be accused of being formulaic tick that box. It all looks great. Phil wants us to question whether convenience is slowly crowding out creativity, and that continues to be a relevant debate we should generally not lose sight of. Model collapse. Model collapse in AI has been spoken about in the last few years more than a few times, as it essentially refers to AI feeding off itself, or low key cannibalism, if you like, rushing toward the time when all available authentic training data, authentic meaning information produced by humans, will be exhausted. Some pundits, including Elon Musk, believe we're already there. Quote, so if AI is going to run out of training data, or it already has, and plugging it up to the internet doesn't work because the internet is now full of AI slop, where do we go from here? Some folks have suggested mixing authentic and synthetic to produce a heady cocktail of good AI training data. But that would require humans to keep creating real content for training data, and the AI industry is actively undermining the incentive structures for them to continue, while pilfering their work without permission, of course. End quote. AI that continually trains on its own data is likely to slide further away from fact, reality, and human perspective. It's worth reading this report and Stephen J. Vaughan Nichols' opinion piece. Given a choice between good content that requires real work and study to produce and AI slop, I know what most people will do. It's not just some kid wanting a B on their book report of John Steinbeck's The Pearl. It's businesses eager, they claim, to gain operational efficiency, but really wanting to fire employees to increase profits. Quality? Please, get real. That's it for today. Ping me with any feedback, recommendations to feature, or ideas to collaborate. I work with individuals and teams on content, creativity, and execution. Please subscribe for weekly dispatches like this and follow me on LinkedIn. If you'd prefer to get the color bar in your inbox, then it's via Substack. For a more eclectic set of writings, I'd love for you to have a look at my bi weekly Substack, Coffee and Conversations.